Yeah, you know what time it is. Valhalla Hour, let's go! Kick back, put on your headphones tight. Rob and Matt, bringing fire every night. From the land of 10,000 lakes, we rule the scene. With a crew so fresh, keeping it raw and clean. Minnesota Vikings, kings of the north. We wear our purple heart and let the battle roar forth. Breaking down the game, dissecting the plays. With passion so fierce, we'll set the night ablaze. So give us a follow, hit that like. Share it with your crew, you know we're about to strike. Valhalla Hour podcast, living life bold, where legends are made and stories are told.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
And good afternoon. Happy after Jason Pierre-Paul Day.
That's foul. That's foul.
Legit.
I had to. Welcome everybody to Valhalla Hour. We've got Matthew Carey with me and Southern Skull, and we've got Mr. Winkleman. How are we?
Fantastic.
First off, I think we don't want to dedicate this show to all who are getting affected by those Texas floods. If you have not seen those, please check them out. It's not good down there.
It's absolutely heartbreaking.
3 young girls who got washed away at a Christian camp. Apparently, they've now started finding 3 bodies. So it's they're expecting more rain today. So this is not going to end well for a lot of people. So
yeah, there's still 17 missing.
Yeah, we have a friend of the show, and he's on the show sometimes. Jay Wee, he's down in that area, so he's in this crossfire. So let's think of him when we get this. So today we have a big milestone. It is 15 days till the report date for the rookies and the quarterbacks.
Woo woo.
The light at the end of the tunnel has finally come.
Well, we have a televised NFL game this month.
I'm the 31st, and I won't be able to watch it.
Wow.
Because it's my dad's birthday.
Well, what better birthday present than the first game of the year?
It's a Hall of Fame game. It's where like the 5th stringers come out and play. And
it's better than XFL.
I will take the XFL.
Well, now it's what is it now? They didn't XFL and USFL align?
Yeah, it's like
USFL. Yeah,
United Football League.
Yeah.
You know what? UFL is good to tide you over, but now that they're done and we've got nothing for right now, it's like we're jonesing for a fix or something.
Yeah, especially when the only sport is baseball and you happen to be a Minnesota Twins fan. It's just a brutal stretch of the year.
Or you're a Los Angeles Dodgers fan after last night.
What was that final score?
18-1.
Okay, that's what it was in the 7th, and I was like, oof.
I'm sorry, Dodger fans, but you deserve that ass whooping. But yeah, 15 days, and then the report date for everybody else is July 20th. So we have.
I'm still anxious. You guys see the I forget where he put it, but Randall Moore actually showed highlight. I think on his Instagram, he showed a video of him warming up. And that's really good because Randall Moore is coming off an ACL injury.
Yeah.
When did he sustain it?
And then also, one of the things that I do want to talk about, I noticed this when I was on the Vikings website. And this was in the big picture takeaways from the off-season program. I gotta pull it back up. So they're calling this Justin, Jordan, and Jalen. But we have one more J to add into there. JJ. Do we call this offense the J train?
No. You can.
Yeah.
I'm hopefully going to just call it unstoppable.
I just want, the J Unstoppables. Yeah.
Well, ChatGPT, I actually asked ChatGPT to come up with a name for this offense since we've got so many J's. They said the Purple J Chain, the J Squad, Just Juke 'em, and the 4 J's of the North.
The 4 J's of the North.
Well, that's interesting.
I mean, but you got to think for merchandise, if we get good, the J Train does have a bit to it.
Well, it's the same thing with like the nickname for the new O-line, and everyone's wanting to call it the St. Paul Wall, and I'm like, no, the Wall of America is a much better name.
Yeah, we have the Wall of America followed by the J Train.
What about the? No, that doesn't make sense.
Just out with it. Don't worry.
You know how we used to have the Williams Wall or whatever it was called?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Justin Wall, but there we only have one Justin. So that doesn't make sense.
I think Nike would have a problem with Just Juke 'em.
just took them.
That's honestly my favorite because they're all shifty. Like Addison can break your ankles, Jefferson can break your ankles, McCarthy can break your ankles. I like just
So
Juke.
can Ty Felton and Silas Bolden. Like they're both kings of the fucking kings of the screen game. Like our rookie, the undrafted rookie, and the and our drafted rookie.
Luca.
Yeah.
I will
He's
see
not
you later.
wrong.
Luca,
And that's
I
our show.
whispered in
Yeah.
his face. And on that note,
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
oh man. Yeah,
Yeah.
Luca, I'm gonna get you back when I see you today. But yeah, 4 J's on this offense. I don't think we've had that in a long time.
And then you could throw in Aaron Jones.
So,
Right.
You know, so Theo Jackson Jackson's on defense.
Jackson's on defense, yeah.
Let's see what else we got.
By the way, how do we feel about him at safety and playing 60 snaps a game?
I'm pretty good with it, actually. Oh yeah, Josh Oliver on offense. There's a lot of J's.
I mean, we have
Right. Smoking Jays, Minnesota's legalized.
Yeah, Jays, that's good. Smoking the Jays, Donovan Jackson,
Smoking Jays.
Jay Ward on defense too. Shit.
Yeah.
Defense has a lot.
Jay Ward still on a roster? As I say that. Lucky Jackson, yep.
Javon Hargrave, Jonathan Harris on defense. Well, then, I mean, you could even play in with TJ Hawkinson and CJ Ham.
Yup.
Can we call him Andrew Van Ginkel?
The possibilities. Smoking Jays.
Oh, and we can't forget Jonathan Allen on defense. So, I mean, we had tons of J's. The whole team could be.
Jonathan Grenard.
Yeah, shit.
I think Theo Jackson is gonna be a hidden gem this year.
Yeah.
Isaiah Rodgers.
I don't think they don't put effort in. I mean, they signed him freaking early after the season. And I think they know, or at least have seen, the potential for him to fill that spot for Bynum.
Right.
Well,
yeah, we kind of
anything does better than 6 tackles in how many games? 18. What was his production for the last 6 games. I forget.
Yeah, I think we went over that like last week or the week before, and it was pretty sparse.
Theo why did it pull up Justin Jefferson when I wanted Theo Jackson? All right, there we go. So Theo Jackson's numbers for.
I'm talking Cam Bynum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What's that?
Cam Bynum. I miss him.
Yeah, see, that's
but
I
what
was
was his
never.
production for the last half of the season? Like,
That's the
are
thing.
we really gonna miss it?
This is the biggest knock of Vikings fans is we have fan favorites because of personality, and we just kind of gloss over their actual field production because they're good people. Like he had great celebration dances, but as far as the actual like what his job entails, he was barely average. But he was a good guy. He was an easy guy to cheer for. He was a likable guy, and so it's like, well, he's got his well. It's like the people that 2 years after we got rid of Dalvin Cook, like bring him back, bring back Dalvin. He's barely averaging 3 yards a carry, but people just have the soft spot in their heart for him, and it's just like you gotta separate the talent from the personality.
Cam Bynum,
Exactly.
3 interceptions last year for 3 yards.
Yeah, but like he was saying, most of his production came early on in the season. The second half, he basically kind of fell off the map.
Let's see. I'm pulling up his.
He pulled a Brendel.
And he had 2, but he also had 2 fumble returns. Or fumble recoveries. So let me pull this up. Entire screen.
When it's so my fucking dad.
There we go. Oh, this is all of his career when he was in purple.
Is it? Answer me this: is that worth what Indy paid for him?
What will they pay for him? Like 15 a year, 13 a year?
3 years, 44, so something like that.
I don't know. Let's.
I mean, honestly, like he wanted more than that when he was with us, too. By the way. And
He was drafted. It looks like he was drafted by the Bears.
No, Cam Bynum was drafted by us. I remember the story.
2021 4th-round pick overall.
We could have traded for the pick, but we drafted him.
Yeah, and I was shocked when they announced him as a safety because he played corner in high school. I remember the draft pick.
Yep. He played.
Do you think he would have played better as a corner?
At UCLA. No. The reason why I remember it is because Spielman basically said, "Make sure they say safety."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he played. Yeah, he was a corner at Cal.
Yeah,
yep, he was a corner at Cal. And they when Spielman drafted him, he told the person put safety Cam Bynum.
Really interesting. He started out as number 43 and then went to 24.
Yeah, I mean, the number changes are so much. Like I was just looking at Theo Jackson. He's had 3 different numbers with the Vikings, and he's been on the team like 2 years, I think, or 3 years.
Jalen Naylor changed his number.
Yeah. Ivan Pace is the first chance he got.
Wait, Pace changed his now? What number is he now?
No, when
wasn't he 0 last season?
He changed it before last season.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Pace went from 34, 40. He went from 40 to 0 because that's what he wore in college.
Yeah.
Naylor's wearing 1 this year.
Really? He's wearing number 1?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Naylor's wearing 1.
I always have to check the roster when they show highlights from training camp because I don't know all the numbers, and everybody changes numbers because somebody from last year's team or a veteran that used to be on the team had a number that they wanted, I mean, you look at every number up to 9 is taken. So you got 0 through 9, and 10, of course, is retired. And then pretty much every number, and it's so weird. I mean, we
It's
have
gonna be
running back.
weird watching Naylor run because I'm gonna think about Warren Moon.
Let's see.
There you go. Here's another topic. You guys ready for this? A quarterback that we should have kept longer than we did in our past. Cunningham.
Todd Bauman.
That's a good one. Cunningham, Warren Moon, Todd Bauman.
No, I'm just kidding with
Castle.
Matt Castle, no way. He had a chance, and
Jeff George.
Do you
That's
want me
another
to
good
say
one.
this? Do you really want me to say it? Because I think I'll probably get shit for this.
What's
Go
that?
ahead.
Chris-
Brad Johnson.
Yeah. Rich Gannon. I mean, Rich Gannon leaves
First pick,
Minnesota.
Brad Johnson, or a second stint?
Fuck. Brad Johnson with his first stint was really good.
Didn't Gannon win an MVP after he left the Vikings?
Yeah.
I know.
I think he also won.
He won
yeah,
a Super Bowl.
with Tampa Bay. Yeah, because that was the Pirate Super Bowl. That was the Raiders and Buccaneers.
Wasn't that Gannon versus Johnson? Both
Yep.
former
I
Viking
think-
quarterbacks.
Was that too? Because
It
that
could
was
have been, yeah, because
2003.
Johnson won in Tampa Bay, or made it to one in Tampa Bay, and Gannon won one when he was in with the Raiders.
The
I think
starting
I think they
quarterback-
did.
All right, I'm taking a look because that was Oakland versus Tampa.
Tampa with John Gruden as their head coach.
Yeah, Chucky as head coach.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was Brad Johnson versus Rich Gannon.
Yep, it was. Yeah, it was Johnson. And actually, fun fact about that one: that was the last one to be held in San Diego.
Oh yeah, that would have been. You know, I wonder if they've ever thought about hosting Super Bowls in true neutral locations, like, San Diego now.
No, unfortunately, Qualcomm is no longer, and it's now
No,
30,000.
I'm just saying because, they could do
San
one
Antonio could have one.
or Orlando.
They have a football stadium in San Antonio.
They're rumored that they want to host a Super Bowl in London.
Oh God, no!
I still like the idea of hosting the Super Bowl in Southern college stadiums.
Yeah,
Oh,
like Virginia Tech or
Alabama. Alabama would bring a lot.
Big
that
House,
would be
Michigan.
Not in the middle of February.
Some of these stadiums, they hold what Michigan holds about 110,000.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine how intense that would be to have a Super Bowl in a stadium that seats 90 to 100,000 versus 60 to 70.
Dude, the revenue, just for a revenue side, it would make sense for the NFL. More, the 30,000 more tickets at what, $5,000 a pop?
Right.
Like Jiminy Crickets.
Michigan would be a good one. Ohio State would be a good one. Alabama.
Does it have to be Southern, though? There's no chance the NFL's going to host an outdoor Super Bowl.
No.
LSU.
Yeah. Clemson.
LSU, Clemson. Alabama, either one of the Carolinas.
Kyle Field.
Sun Bowl at UTEP.
Okay, I'm gonna put this picture up. This is Luke had just sent this to me. You guys are gonna just get a kick out of this. This is his idea for the nicknames.
Was that JJ as the Mrs. Incredible?
No, yeah, Mr. Incredible.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God! And they put JJ McCarthy as the Jack.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that would be. He's the youngest.
TJ Hawkinson as Mrs. Incredible.
Who's got the hair for it?
Luke, I am going to get you when I see you today.
That is true.
But so there is one player I do want to talk about. It's going to be the first of the Rookie Spotlight series. And that is Mr. Ty Felton. I'd like to talk about him. From what we've been told by a lot of people, we got him out of Steel. And when he was I don't know, have you all seen the footage of him just getting nervous during the draft?
I mean,
No.
I'm going to bring up the negatives and I'm going to bring up the positives. Okay, so the positives are this. With Ty Felton, the positives are that, and I might get criticized for this, but his positives is speed. The 2 years he did play, he was an award winner as a receiver. His ability to elude after the catch and get yards after contact is a very big positive. What scares me is, and this is why he probably slid, was he only had 2 years in college out of a 4-year career. He had a major injury that when he was coming out of high school. From what I was hearing.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if that injury occurred in high school, but he had 2 years of productive college game, like that high school injury means nothing to me at this point.
Me too. But there's got to be a reason why he slid.
I mean, Diggs slid to the 5th round. It's just smaller schools. Like Maryland's not a premier university where scouts go to judge talent. So,
I mean, it's the same premise with Diggs was Maryland doesn't usually get good, like you're saying, top talent. They don't have good quarterbacks usually. You know,
but now I'm going to be real with everybody here. Okay, you look at the receivers that have come out of there now. DJ Moore, Stephon Diggs are 2 of the big names there. Both of them are productive receivers in the NFL. True.
Yep.
Now,
Diggs, although is a little bit of a diva attitude.
He's a diva. I'll give you that. He does bring in drama, but production on the field.
I think drama just comes with receivers in general. Like Vikings are extremely lucky to have a talent like Jefferson for him to be as humble as he is, because wide receivers almost across the board are the natural divas of the NFL. So
you look at Terrell Owens. You look at Antoine. I mean, there's a lot of players out there I can roll off the top of my head that are receivers that have that drama escalate to them.
Odell Beckham, Antonio Brown, Randy Moss.
Randy Moss had his legal issues too.
So didn't Chris Carter?
Yeah, Chris. We got Carter because he had legal issues. I mean, basically, $100 to the Eagles to get him.
Yeah,
and look what we did with him.
Right. I'm with Luke. I trust Keenan McCardle's evaluation. Like, again, we talked about this when we drafted Ty Felton. Just the excitement that KOC had, saying like, "Yeah, we got him." Like, I really wanted this guy, and seeing Keenan McCardle kind of smiling ear to ear. That they clearly see something in this guy.
And he's going to be something. He's 6'2", and he runs what 4.3.
Yes, he had about a 4.40. His broad jump was 10 inches.
I mean, he does have acceleration. He can. His get off is what really scares me, but yards after contact, like I said, when he has the ball in his hand, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can he translate that to the NFL? That's the question.
Well,
and his special teams, on top of that, special teams as a returner, that does bring a star in my eye, you know?
His over the shoulder vision, when I've seen his deep balls, are actually pretty good. I think he's going to be more of maybe a shotgun formation if he makes the roster.
No, he's making the
Yeah.
roster. He's making the roster. That's no question.
You
Third round
never
pick,
know
second.
with anybody.
Okay, so you look
It's a
at our
99
roster
point.
as we speak, like he's at least wide receiver 5.
Yeah.
I mean, it would take Lucky Jackson and Jayshon Jones, like having miracle training camps, I think, to bump Felton off the roster. You know,
Right.
I mean, these guys would have to just come out of nowhere and perform like they've been just not seen before. I think to bump him. Just, I mean, it happens. It really happens from time to time. A third or fourth round pick doesn't make a roster coming out of camp, but it's not very common.
I'm gonna be real. I really see him as wide receiver 4 right now. But at the same time, I want to see what Randall Moore has, and I want to see what if Naylor can keep up, can play more consistently and stay healthy. And that's the thing. Like this season, that wide receiver 3 spot to me has a bigger battle than it did last season.
Right.
It brings to attention by us taking Felton. Because and signing Randall Moore, by the way. Because now, last season, if you guys actually listened to me, last season, from Naylor to wide receiver 7, we basically had the same level of talent.
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't lose no matter where you went.
Yeah.
Now there's at least different comparables and more experienced professionals and a rookie. With Randall Moore, his injury concerns me, but he was an early round pick. If I'm correct, second round, right? Second or third, I forget.
Second round sounds right. I'm not 100%, but that sounds right.
That sounds right.
That's why I kind of brought this up when we signed him in free agency, but I don't really want to see him on the field as a receiver. I want him to be just kind of like what the Packers do with Reed, where maybe just kind of do some jet sweeps with him, or maybe the occasional short slant pass and just see what his yak can be. But I want him to primarily be a return guy just because of his sheer speed and because he just can't stay healthy. If we have him out there playing 40% of receiver snaps, the dude's not going to make it a full 17 games. And I feel like we could much more benefit having a good return guy stay healthy at full 17 games than the occasional, let's have him out there and line up at receiver 5 and have him get tackled wrong and get injured. He's speedy, but he's small and he's injury prone. I just really kind of want to see him as a return guy. I don't want to see him a whole lot used as an actual receiver.
Let me ask you a question.
Ooh.
Okay, with Addison's suspension coming, pending or whatnot, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Are you happy we actually got him?
More,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy because again, our special teams has been absolute shit the last 2 years, and we could absolutely use the elevated return game, and he provides that. I wouldn't say I was like, oh hell yeah, let's get another receiver with him because we have Naylor, we have Jefferson, we are going to use Hawkinson. Like we almost never throw to wide receiver 4s on this team, so
we barely play wide receiver 4.
That's what I'm saying.
He's only had one full season, and that was 23, where he actually played 17 games. He's never had 500 yards receiving in a season. For a second round pick, that's.
I'm not overly excited about it, but like I said, it gives us somebody who can return, like Matthew, the other Matthew said. It gives us somebody who can return and punt return,
Yeah.
and that
And-
it gives us competition for a spot we need.
Yeah, I don't think the Vikings brought him in going like, well, we might lose Addison for 3 games, so let's go get Rondale Moore. I don't think that was their thought process at all.
I think that was more the thought of drafting
Yeah.
Felton.
Yeah.
Is we're going to lose Anderson for possibly, 4 games or whatever it may be, and we have Moore and Naylor and now Felton to fill in
Yeah,
to divide those snaps that Addison should have got. And I think more will go to Naylor and Felton than I think Moore. And I think Matthew's right. Moore is going to be a lot of, tunnel screens, end arounds, stuff like that, little gadget things. Because
screen passes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that with him because he's got speed. I can also see that with Felton because of the speed too. And I can see Felton going deep. Like that's the thing with Felton is this guy, he won the same type of award. I believe he won the same award as Addison, didn't he?
The
Receiver
Boydnikov?
wise?
I don't think so.
And I know that he's the all-time leader in Maryland as receivers all time.
Damn.
In receiving yards. That's how I know that that's how I know DJ Moore was there.
So we do have an update about the Jordan Addison situation. July 15th, jury trial. So
Okay.
knowing that probably going to take a few days, plus whatever sentence he has, maybe he can serve that next year unless he gets a judge that's not dead.
Dead.
And wants to make a statement out of him. We could
Well, he
lose
can
him for
appeal it
minimum
too.
3. Right. But I think at this point, according to this article from WCCO, he's going to accept whatever punishment is handed down. I think he's referring both to
Legal and
criminally
NFL.
and so we might lose him for 3 games. We might lose him for more, depending on what the situation is.
I can't fathom him missing a minimum of 3. I feel like that's the max. I feel like he'll probably only serve a 1 or 2 game suspension.
I think it's going to be 3 games max.
Yeah. Which again, looking at our schedule, the first 3 games, not the end of the world. It's a good but not elite Bears defense, a pretty poor Falcons defense, and an obviously poor Bengals defense. So
potential penalty.
And does Henderson play?
That's exactly.
So a potential penalty in California for driving under the influence with 0.08 or higher. On the first offense, includes fines, jail time up to 6 months, which would cost him the entire season.
Most likely, California will plea bargain if he's going to accept it. They'll plea bargain it to after the season's over.
Well, and he also never blew a breathalyzer. There was never a recorded blood alcohol level. The rumor was that he was on edibles and not necessarily drinking. So,
but according to this, he blew a point. He blew driving under the influence and driving with a 0.08 blood alcohol content.
Okay, that's news to me because when the story came out,
because he was parked on the side of the street and they pulled him.
Yeah, he was asleep in his vehicle. Yeah.
So
how would you get him driving?
Because
he was parked.
Yeah.
California is very notorious.
I mean, yes, he was behind the wheel.
If you have access to the keys and the ability to drive, it's considered driving. So if you're sitting in the car and the keys are in the passenger seat, a lot of times law enforcement considers that driving or the ability.
I get that argument. I get that legal argument. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is Matthews, Chesterton's argument was he was actually driving and they pulled him over and blew the breathalyzer. The story that's going around is he was parked in the side of the street.
Well, he was the driver, not actively driving.
He was the driver, not actively driving.
Yeah, they don't care if you're not actively driving, whatever. They'll get you.
They will,
and
I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that one bit. But your story was he was driving and they pulled him over.
It's from WCCO. I'm pulling.
Well, he was pulled over.
He was pulled over, but he was already pulled over.
Yeah. I'm already pulled over.
He was already at a full stop, and they knocked on his.
You boys ever been to Mexico?
There you go.
I've been a licensed driver in California. They take driving super seriously. Like when I had my first seizure, they suspended my license, and I had to fight to get it back. And every time afterwards, they put me on medical probation for 12 months. So like even if I had a parking ticket, they would take my license.
Yeah.
That's how serious they take shit there.
Well, I think we obviously all know that he's not going to serve a 6-month prison sentence. He's going to pay a fine, which I believe he's already paid. If he was going to see, well, I suppose if his jury trial is not until the 15th, but I've never even heard of a simple DUI case even going to a jury trial, so that doesn't make sense to me. It's usually you just show up for a court date, the judge goes, here's your penalty, and you deal with it.
And saying that he's already said, I'm going to take whatever they give me.
Right.
Yeah.
But as someone that's been on not the like I want to trade Addison wagon, but as like it just makes sense for the team as a whole to trade Addison eventually. We'll see in these first 3 games if Ty Felton steps in right away and looks good, or if Naylor shows like, hey, shit, he's in a contract here, but he's playing really well. Maybe he's worth keeping for a discount. Like, hopefully that'll show us like, hey, life without Addison's not the end of the world. Let's get a handful for him and not have to pay him $35 million a year.
And I'm somebody who I don't want to pay Addison. I'm being real, and anybody in our chat knows I'm the one that actually started the we need to get rid of him argument. But I look at it and look at the talent he has, right? And I say, I'm sorry. Let's just deal with the drama, and when it comes up to his contract, let him go. The end of the contract, let's just let him go. Let him see what other teams will give him. Is he a wide receiver 1 on most teams? Yes. Is he wide receiver 1 on Chicago? Questionable. On Green Bay? Yes. As they sit right now. And I'm not going to get trolled on that because as they sit right now, you don't know what Golden is. Is he a wide receiver 1 on New England? Yeah. Is he wide receiver 1 on Houston? 2.
No, they're stacked. Yeah.
They're stacked. Tennessee, he could be.
Hank Golden come back to Florida and get shot this year. You could walk through from my house in about 10 minutes.
Really?
I had no idea that close to that bar. Yeah.
Was it you?
No, it was a 16-year-old kid.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So going back to Fulton, since he's our spotlight rookie, I was just looking. He's 4th all time at Michigan or at Maryland in receiving yards, behind Torrey Smith and Diggs and Jermaine Lewis, and 4th all time in receiving touchdowns, which I think is tied with Moore. So I mean,
did he play
for only 2 full seasons?
Yeah,
for 2 full seasons.
Versus how many years did those guys have? You know,
right? Exactly. So he showed potential. I mean, he's got the numbers. You know, I mean,
damn sure.
Receivers that came out of Maryland. You're talking. Well, we have Jay Sean Jones on our roster, but Diggs, Moore, Torrey Smith, Darius Hayward Bay. I mean, there's some good.
Oh man,
Dante Demas, he's up there too, but that was like 2008. No, 2022. So he must have just came out a couple years ago too. But he's up there in the numbers.
I haven't heard about Darius Hayward Bay in years, man.
Hayward Bay. There's decent receiver. Torrey Smith. I forgot all about him.
Yeah, Maryland is a receiver U. They may not have a quarterback, but they're a receiver U.
Yeah, Vernon Davis went there for tight ends. I'm just scanning through their receiving leaders.
I think if we can trade Jordan Addison for a pick somewhere, we're going to do it.
Oh, you're getting more than a pick for Jordan Addison. Like, it seems trades get more ridiculous every year, especially for certain position groups. And there are teams, like what John was just saying, that are desperate for a actual star production receiver. You could easily get probably a second and a fourth, or like a third and a player. Like, that's not a receiver. It's like, oh, well, give us a third and here he's yours. No, you're.
Look at what DK Metcalf got. What they got for DK Metcalf. Look at what they got for Debo. Now,
Well,
I'm not saying Addison's going to get us that, but still,
he should. I mean, DK has been in the league for what, a decade? Addison's still in his rookie contract. So, like, you're getting someone who's useful, who's put up production. When Jefferson missed 7 games, Addison didn't skip a beat, so you can't use the bullshit like, oh, well, it's easy to be good when you have Jefferson next to you because the dude balled out for 7 games without Jefferson. So,
yeah. Also, start the top 100 players list is starting to come out.
yeah.
And checking in at number 90 is Aaron Jones.
Right? Hell yeah. Career season last year at 30 years old. Let's go.
And his average speed last year was almost 13 miles an hour on rushes to 6th fastest among running backs with 100 carries.
And I'm not scared this season. Like, maybe I know we had how many rushing touchdowns inside the red zone?
0.
with Mason here, I'm not scared of that. Mason's got the power to put it in.
Did you see Mason roll out in his Lambo?
I thought we had 6 though. We had 0, really?
Goal line touchdown carries, I believe Aaron Jones had 0. I don't know what we had as a team, but I think Aaron Jones had 0 goal line touchdowns.
Yeah. And there was one player on here in this first list that really got me saying, what? At number 91, down 55 positions, Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, I see it.
Oof.
I see it. The quarterback.
I'm honestly shocked he still made the top 100.
Yeah, well, in 11 games, though.
I'm shocked he made the top 100. He must have a lot of respect from the players, because isn't that the players one where they all vote?
Yeah, I think so. He sure didn't have the respect of Brian Flores.
The top 100 players is voted on by the players themselves. The top 10 will be announced Sunday, September 1st.
Well,
they dragged it out
right now. September? Jefferson over Amon St. Brown, definitely not. Just kidding.
I worry about Tua long term with all the concussions he's had. I just really worry.
Well, and I don't know if the quote that I saw of him the other day was real or not, but he basically, someone asked him, like, are you concerned about your brain health with all of these concussions? He's like, that's the style of football I've always played. That's the style of football I'm going to continue to play. It's like, you are going to die. How many times do we have to see this on the field and have you go, man, wear a fucking Guardian cap. Do something. Like, you're in your mid to late 20s, you're going to be a vegetable by the time you're 45 if you keep this up.
That's true.
Guaranteed. He's got CTE right now. Guarantee it.
He has to. I mean, he's diving into the chest of defenders. Like, learn to slide, bro.
And
no one's saying you have to be a statue in the pocket.
With that question being asked, do you think that Hill gets traded this training camp, or is he going to remain? Or did he already get traded? I forget.
I think he's still in Miami, but I don't. That's another one. Like Hill a couple years ago said, like I'm kind of flirting with retirement. Once this contract's up, I kind of want to just do my rap career. I don't know who's gonna want to trade for. I mean, yeah, it's like I was saying with Vikings fans with flashy names. They just have this name in their head. They go like, oh, they're still elite. I mean, he's got speed, but outside of that, I don't know who's gonna want to really pay him top dollars and trade for him at this point in his career.
Exactly.
I mean,
Like,
I think we were all last week blindsided by the Ramsey Fitzpatrick trade.
I mean, I was
I was blindsided by it, but at the same time, we knew Ramsey was going.
Yeah. What's up, Eric?
I said with the depth the Steelers have at corner with Darius Slay, Joey Porter Jr., they have good corners, and then they trade their probably best safety for another corner. It was a weird situation because even
Okay, so Ramsey's more of a slot corner, a nickel corner.
Right.
If you look at his talent level, he's a Byron Murphy. He's gonna be great as their nickel corner, and the other two are more outside corners. So yeah, I get your
But
point.
still,
They're going to have a great cornerback room, but you're going to need safeties.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just a shock. And the initial trade report didn't come out with Fitzpatrick's name in it from any of the sources for like an hour. It was like, oh, they trade this pick and this pick, and and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, Fitzpatrick was part of this deal, and Steeler fans were pissed. Like,
yeah,
we didn't get it.
I think it's even funnier that the Dolphins are signing Darren Waller.
Are they really?
Yeah, they quote traded for him. They gave up like a 7th rounder, and he's coming out of retirement to be the.
What's going on in Miami? Holy shit!
Well, they want to improve their team. Okay, give them some credit.
They can't all be like the Minnesota Vikings here.
What a fall from grace, though, man. Darren Waller was a fucking stud for like 2 years. Then he goes to the Giants and is just abysmal.
Well, it's because of scheme. Everything's about scheme. If you go to a team that doesn't scheme for a good tight ends to catch the ball, or scheme the tight end if you're a receiving tight end, right? And they want you to block more, and you're not a good blocker.
Yeah, I mean they did the same thing with Kenny Galladay. He's on the Lions team, put up 1,000-yard seasons, and then he goes to the Giants, and I don't even think he had a single touchdown his first year there, and now he's not even in the league. It's just
yeah.
If I'm an NFL player,
these free agents playing to their strengths, drafting signing a free agent tight end who's like, let's say, Kelsey, and then asking him to block in your scheme is just a stupid idea.
Right.
These coaches and players, when they sign us free agents, you would think they'd be like, hey, I want to come there and play. These are my strengths. These are my weaknesses. And then play them in their weaknesses. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to go to a team that doesn't suit you, but you're going from.
So are you forgetting the thing that's most important in free agency? It's the GM that signs the player. It's the head coach that calls the plays. The GM needs to pay attention to what his team needs are. So let's say, for example, the Giants GM makes this mistake, and Duval says, "Okay, I don't need this position as badly as you think I do. I've already got this." Let's say he has Rob Gronkowski, and you bring in a guy like Darren Waller, who's a receiving tight end too. Who's going to block?
Right.
Right.
So there is a few things I do want to say. Brent, I have not heard if he's going to move to safety. It just might be a rumor at this point. Also,
That could also
around the
be a
league
good
topic.
point right there. Safety.
Yeah. A former Eagle, one of the player for the Eagles when they won the Super Bowl here in Minnesota, unfortunately is battling life-threatening cancer, and his name is Brian Brayman. He was a linebacker, and unfortunately, he's lost everything pretty much. And it's sad to see.
With how their fan base treated us in Philly. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, he's only 38 years old, though.
That sucks.
Yeah,
It
doesn't
absolutely
say
sucks.
yeah, it doesn't say which cancer it is, but apparently, J.J. Watts donated, Chris Long, Brent Selleck, Rasul Douglas. Some of those, really big name guys.
Well, and then to flip it on the bright side, Randy Moss coming back to, was it Countdown or something like that? And he's officially cancer free. So let's go.
Yeah. Apparently, the guy, Brayman's treatment, he is responding to what's called T-cell immunocell therapy. So he is responding to it. That's actually really good to hear.
That's good.
And they are reproducing within his bone marrow. It kind of leads me to believe it might be some sort of blood cancer, just because of my past experience.
Oh, it may be leukemia.
Yeah, but
I mean, not football related, but well, kind of football related because he played for the Vikings for a training camp. But Roman Reigns has been dealing with leukemia, and he said we'll have a.
Oh, Brian Brayman is fighting a rare form of brain cancer.
Oh.
So Reigns' leukemia is back?
No, he.
No, but he's just been battling it.
Oh yeah,
He's been battling it, for a long time. That's why he doesn't wrestle that much lately.
Former Minnesota Viking.
Right, him and Brock Lesnar.
They've been
a practice squad guy.
Funny.
Sorry,
but,
man.
I don't know if you guys saw
he only made the practice squad, and then he started doing UFC.
Yeah, the report that came out of the Athletic that Darrisaw might not be ready week 1.
Yeah, sorry, Luca. It looks like mid-season.
I just saw it this morning.
Okay, so I've also heard reports that he there's mixed reports on Darrisaw, dude. Just to be honest with you, there's reports that he's ahead of schedule, and there's reports that he's behind schedule. Now, I think it's more of a KOC decision.
Without actual contact and blocking, it's hard to tell where he's at. And they're not going to rush him. The Vikings are always so, I don't want to say tentative.
They're not going to rush him. And that's why you're probably not going to see him week 1. Look at what they did with TJ last season.
Seems to be
there was reports that TJ was doing great in training camp. What week did we start him?
Yeah,
week 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very. Yeah.
We're always on the cautious side over the risk it. We can win games, risk it.
And that's the way it should be. As much as it sucks not having your best players out, you don't want them out there at 70%. Because that's not helping anybody.
70%.
Huh?
Who knows if he's at 70%, 80%?
Well, I'm just being hyperbolic. I'm just saying, if you don't think they're 100%, you're not helping your quarterback because you're not getting your best pass blocking by your left tackle. You're not helping the left tackle because he's not 100%. He can re-aggravate the injury. As much as it sucks, I know people want to have the best player in the field, but it's a lose-lose when you're putting people out there that are so hampered by injuries. Unless it's mid-season, they're banged up. That's totally different. But obviously, coming off a major injury, no, wait until they're 100%.
Mhm. So we almost out of time for this week. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to go around the horn and start with Eric. What are you guys' final thoughts?
Oh, final thoughts. I'm excited to see how training camp kicks off. Hopefully, we get more clarification on some of the injuries. I mean, we have several, free agents and players of our own coming off big time injuries last year. So hopefully, we start seeing them working in more and being part of team activities and just not individual drills and working on the sidelines. So, my final thought is just pay attention to how these injured guys are working their way back in.
Okay. Jonathan?
Well, my final thought is this. I hope we freaking win a lot of games this season with all these off-season moves. Basically that.
Matthew?
It's just anticipation and excitement. This is finally the first year that KOC and Quasi's total vision is going to come to fruition, and I'm really excited to see how it pans out.
I think this year, we're going to have a loaded roster. It is not a question of how many games we're going to win or if we're going to make the playoffs, is what seed are we going to be in the playoffs?
Right.
I know we're not going to repeat last year. If we do, I will eat a Carolina Reaper live on this stream after the season. I mean, full on. I will eat it.
Go Pack Go says final thoughts. Packers are winning the division. You legitimately might have the worst roster in the division right now. So back, don't say you're kidding. Great.
Boy, you better check your head for CTE.
1 second. Mm-hmm.
But I this year it's going to be special. Young quarterback. I think Jefferson's mentorship is already going to start to pay off. And I didn't get to this with Ty Felton, and I do want to touch on it. When Ty Felton was getting nervous and anxious, what he did is he took himself away, recentered, got himself locked in, and ready. That's what I want to see.
Was that the video of him going out to his car?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to see more of. If he can get himself locked in, then we're going to have a really deep wide receiver roster. Holy moly. But on next weekend, hope everyone didn't blow off their fingers. So,
what are you talking about? I only have this many fingers.
Wait, I have some finger for the Packers, though. So, till next weekend, have a great weekend, and we will see you soon.
Skull.
Yeah, yo, it's game time, ain't no messing around. Huddle Sports Network, the best in town. From NFL rumors to the latest trends, we got all your sports, just tune in, my friends. Catch us on Roku, Fire Stick, take your pick. Facebook, YouTube, where the action's slick. Daily shows that drop like a bomb. From 10 to 11, it's Ken and Ken, stay calm. Huddle up, catch the vibe, feel the rush. Get your news, get your fills in the clutch. Over 27 podcasts, we breaking it down. Join the team, Huddle Sports, wear the crown. Live every weekday, it's how we roll. Lions Talk with Jeremy B, we taking a stroll. From 11 to 12, don't miss a beat. We break down the game, make the info sweet. The Daily Huddle Podcast, noon to 1. CST Zone, we're just having fun. Toss your doubts, we bring the facts. Tune into the Huddle.